Done with the tires, they're getting it pre-treaded for themselves in a BRW, probably to put it in their tire garments in their time. And then it has the size and make of the tire, the DOT already entered from the store. And then we'll add the series and the tread width and what we're doing to the tire as it goes through. We'll tell the system how many times it's been re-treaded, and we plunge the tread depth. And all that flows back through to the salesman for their report.
So you did the tire in
2013,
November 2013, and then we did it again in June 2016. And we're going to do it again right now. The tire's fine so far. It's going to go on the inside. That's our last one to check before it goes in the shot. But as a clear, it's been fine.
That's all the air out of that dome. Every time it creates a vacuum, it flexes the casing. If there's any air pockets or what we call separations in that tire, that air is going to move when it flexes. And that's what the infrared laser lights in this machine will pick up on. And it will show us the separation. There is one over here that's a kind of a double bullseye on it. It's almost like an ultrasound, right? Just using infrared light. Guys have to get certified on this machine to learn how to read the screen, know how big the separation is and where it is in the tire. I'm looking for what we call a double bullseye. I'm not really seeing a whole lot on this tire, the way of separation.
So how many tires was that do?
Depends on the condition of the tire. If it's really rocky, stuff like this is really nice.
Down to 80 tires.
Oh, yeah.
What he's done, gone around the tire with just what we call a regrit and a grinder, and he's just ground out the damage. You can see there's the skies here. So he's ground out any damage or rust with this grinder here. Now all he's got to do is he's going to take what we call a mushroom stone or a Dremel stone, and he's just going to clean up that loose steel. We'll then retexturize any skies that have scorch or anything on them, clean any rubber dust or whatever off the tire, and then he'll give it a little bit of black cement to prevent the steel from oxidizing as the tire goes down the line. Go ahead. The other thing he does here is he's also looking for anything that might need a repair, or he can also reject the tire here. If he finds rust in there, if he finds a separation or a repair that's too large to be done, he can also reject the tire at this point. The repair is actually very similar to skiving, so he's just taken various tools, ground out all the damage, cleaned up all the steel. If you want to have a look inside the tire, he's just roughed up a patch spot for us to put our patch on.
Oh yeah.
And the size of the repair is actually determined by the size and the location of the injury in the last 10 or 12 years. What it is, if you think of the inner liner of the tire that's made out of rubber as an insulator and the steel belts in the tire, if we have any holes or cracks in that liner and we zap electricity in there, that there's a hole or crack, the electricity is going to arc off the steel belts, right? So this is just an arc test. We're going to drop a probe down into the tire, spread out those chains and springs, and this should stop. This one has a nail hole marked on it, so hopefully it finds that nail hole as it's going down. You can hear the electricity zapping into that tire, okay? So now it's stopped it and said something's wrong with this tire. There's a manual button here. If that wasn't marked, I could just look inside. Oh, wow. I would be able to mark that repair for the repair guy and send it back to get a nail back to it. All done? What happens with this machine is you've got raw rubber there. You see that noodle? It's just raw rubber with an anti-friction compound on it. It's feeding into an auger. That auger is in a barrel that's wrapped in hot water line. The machine just pumps hot water around that barrel and heats that rubber up to partial purity just to soften it up, and it just pushes it onto that tire all around. And you guys will see when we get to the end of the process after it's been cured, this rubber just becomes part of the tire. It's part of the rubber. Right now it's fairly sticky and soft. We still don't custom after this part. You can see all the guys are wearing them gloves, but we don't want to contaminate the tire like this. Resetting is a fairly dirty job, but we try and keep the tires as clean as possible. Just stop before you cut it. So, how we achieve our optimal slice match on the tire, you can see all these mold lines on the tread. When he makes his first cut on a roll of tread, he tries to cut it at one of these lines from the mold that they manufacture. When he makes his last cut on the tread, he's got a little bit of play. He's going to try and cut it at that same line. And that's how we match up that tread in this place. So you'll see he's got a little bit of play on this tread back and forth, and he'll be able to cut that at the same point that he made the original cut at. This is actually the tread design you run it for.
This is ours, the one we're using. In a bond, it's like when both ends meet, they vulcanize or bond.
Yeah, he's going to put a little bit of raw rubber in between there. So now what it'll do is you're going to see that stitcher come up and down as it's going around. It's actually stretching the tread or easing off and trying to distribute it evenly around the casing. Now we can go over and look at his splice. I've never seen a bad one when I've watched Pete yet, so that would be a first. You guys want to have a look? You can see that that tread pattern is pretty accurately lined up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You have a good
Perfect.
seamless tread pattern on that tire. I'm just putting some temporary staples in, and that flip trick is just to pull the staples out after the carry itself. And then our last step is we're just going to stitch the tread down. Rollers will come up. We're just getting all the air out of there and making sure we got good firm contact between the tread and the casing. Now they spray the bottom of the tread and the manufacturer with that black rubber cement. And that rubber that we put on there is fairly tacky. So after this point, to pull the tread off is quite a chore.
How much force is putting down on that?
I think the stitcher is 80 psi.
Yeah.
Now you couldn't put it on a vehicle at this point, it's still not pretty quickly. The next step in the process is we're actually going to cure all that into one piece. We've got to get pressure all around that tire. We've got to heat it up, and time, temperature, and pressure are going to vulcanize that tread. And that's the next step in the process. That's curing. Once you cut.
Good work out there. Oh, the guys that work with each other. Giant line.
Back when we used to put them on by hand, we'd say it was like putting a condom on an elephant. If you guys want to come through here, so we can see on the envelope, it goes all around the tire. Each one has a valve, and then we've got a skirt on the envelope that flops over both beads of the tire. How we create a seal on this tire is we're going to clamp that skirt between the bead and a clamp that we call an arc ring. And that creates a seal on both sides of the tire. You can see with those arc rings, they've got ridges across the face of them, so it creates multiple seals across your bead. And we can also adjust the tension on them if they need to be tighter. And sometimes that depends on what brand of tire you're working on. Michelin's have a very tight bead on them, so usually we have to reduce the tension on them. And we have different size arc rings for all the different sizes of tires that we do. The advantage of a rubber arc ring is it doesn't put stress on the bead of the tires, but it still creates a very nice seal.
How long does that sit for? How long does it stay in the envelope?
We cure them according to the longest curing tread in the chamber. So it's going to be about 4 hours curing with 3/4 of an hour of warm-up time. So about 5 hours. And after we've put the tread on, after we've built the tire, we have to cure that tread on there within 72 hours. So it's got to be done within 3 days. So we could put this tire in the chamber right now, but before we do, we want to give it a check to make sure that we have a proper seal on the tire. We have a vacuum tester here. It's just going to vacuum all the air out of that envelope down to about 25 psi. Tell me whether or not we have a good seal or whether it's a leak. This machine also gives you a good idea of what happens inside of our chamber. If you want to come along the side of the chamber number. Number 2. Come in and look at the side of the chamber here. We've got our timer on this one, so this chamber is going to blow down in about, I'd say about 5 minutes. So the timer is almost completed. We can come along and check our chambers to make sure they're curing at the proper temperature. We have a temperature graph here. We've also got a digital thermometer on each one. We can check what temperature they're curing at. You want to be slightly above 210, so this one's perfect. Okay, we can check and make sure the chamber is curing at the proper pressure. If we have rim and tube in there, we inflate the tubes to 110 psi. And this is that EPC, that 70 psi that's being injected back into the envelope. You guys want to come down this way? We have all our DPC valves here, so each one of these represents a tire inside the chamber, except for this last one, there's actually 2 tires hooked up to that line. We have what's called a cheater line on there. We've got a little T. And that's how we get 23 tires in these. So you can see that that 70 psi is being injected back into the envelope right now. Now before 45 minutes is up, the guys will come along and they'll actually feel the temperature of these valves, or they'll shut them off. Now if I shut that off and it went up to 85 psi, there's a problem with the seal on that envelope. The chamber pressure is pushing its way back into that line. If we can find that before 45 minutes or so, we can pull the tire out, fix whatever's wrong and put it back in. If it goes past that, you get what's called a miscure. The tire doesn't cure properly, it's got to go back to the buffer, left that tread off and start all over again. So, we don't have very many of those. Anywhere from 80 to 130 pairs out of each bearing envelope. And you guys can feel these tires are still warm. They've just come out of the chamber. So all of that rubber that we applied to the casing was all cured in one solid piece. And now you have a tough time getting it cut off here. Any sidewall injuries we've repaired, that rubber's all cured, that raw rubber. It's not soft anymore. It's all vulcanized and it's now part of the tire. And the last thing we do...
You guys have a job with the old customer that goes far into that.
Again, we want to make sure that we haven't missed anything. And we also want to check all our repairs and the bond line on the tread and that tread rubber we put in between the splice. We're doing a final inspection on the tires. So here these guys are doing all the same stuff that we do at initial and checking the cure as well. Just making sure that the tire's been cured properly. We also scan it down here. They check it against the customer's fleet specs. They make sure the proper tread went on it. And the last thing they do when they see that it's all good is they're going to print the finished goods label that gets stuck to the crown of the tire, and that has that same barcode and all the information about that tire that's going to go back to the stores. Finished goods label. And it just tells us who this tire is. This one is actually for our Cal Transport, so Bert Sauer Trucking is right next door. And it's got the barcode, it tells us the size, make, model, the type of tread that we put on the tire, the number of times retread and all that. It's ready to go back to the store. And he'll scan all these barcodes. It transfers the information up to our administrator in the office. She does the invoicing to the stores, and we ship them out on their shipping day back to the store. Beginning to end, we try to have 90% plus turnaround within 7 days, or truck to truck, whichever comes.